I had the chance to sit down with Mayor-elect Steve Benjamin just hours before he was to be sworn in as the City of Columbia's first African-American mayor. Mayor Benjamin, what I would like to do first is I would like to digress for a moment. Could you tell us briefly why you decided to enter the race for mayor?
Sure. It started with a deep and abiding belief, that a realization that this community had invested so much in me. I mean, I arrived on campus on August 17, 1987 as a 17-year-old little boy, first generation college student who didn't have a clue where he was going or what he was doing, first day in Columbia, and found a university family and a city that, that readily embraced me and gave me so many opportunities to do some wonderful things. And I've felt ever since then, ever since I left the university's campus, that that God had given me some opportunities to give back. And I've been, over the last 20 years, trying to give back to this community. I became convinced that I could play a significant role in helping shape the future of the city. And I wanted to make sure that I stepped up and did it. So the opportunity presented itself, so it was time to lead. So I decided to offer myself for service.
Let me ask you this question. Pulling ahead in a highly competitive election, then winning a even tougher runoff, and then being involved in a near fatal car accident, has all of these events changed your perspective or given you a new light to what this job entails?
Sure. Well, I tell you, it you know, it all, if you have those experiences and you have them all in a relatively short period of time, and it doesn't fundamentally alter or really sharpen your perspective on life, then you're not human. These experiences have taught me the value of prayer and the importance of prayer and faith, and having a wonderful praying family, a praying community, having a good, strong church family, and probably as importantly, it teaches you the importance of humility. Often God uses different ways to make sure He reminds you to be humble and to never let your highs get too high or your lows get too low. And certainly is something that we've experienced over the last several months.
Given the political light that South Carolina has been placed in throughout the country, with a lot of our politicians getting caught or being quoted saying derogatory things, or what your candidacy as you're being elected as the first African mayor of this city, what would you like to say to the rest of the country that is definitely watching South Carolina politicians?
Sure. Well, I'd tell folks, we've gotten our fair share of bad news lately. I'm not sure if we're that much different than other states. I'm curious as to how many other states in the Union have an Indian American and a Lebanese American as the two major party candidates for governor of their state. Have their largest city led by an African American, and have probably the most culturally significant city led by probably the most visionary mayor in America, in Joe Riley, for the last 35 years. It's important for us. No one else is going to tell our story for us unless we do it. So while I recognize that our state has significant challenges, it's important for us to begin to tell people about the wonderful things that are happening here, and how certainly a few bad examples don't really set the standard that we set for ourselves here in South Carolina.
Some of the goals and some of the things you want to try to accomplish.
Sure. Well, our transition team